This is KVUE News Daybreak.
AISD police facing tough questions this morning about how they handled the possible assault of a 4-year-old girl. Why Travis County prosecutors are now involved.
I actually got out of the vehicle and I ran to where she was. It was just amazing to finally get to see her.
A Tennessee teenager is back with her family, and her alleged kidnapper is heading to court today while we're learning from the teen's father about her condition.
And out of this world, a record broken in space. The special thing one woman accomplished overnight and who she's expected to hear from later today. Good morning to you, and thank you so much for joining us for KVUE News Daybreak. 6 a.m. is your time. I'm Brian May.
And I'm Yvonne Nava. A lot to get to this morning. I know the roads are starting to get busy, Anavid. We're going to take a look at that in just a bit. But first, let's check in with Erica Lopez to see what's happening with our weather outside.
All right, things are pretty chilly this morning, kicking off the coolest day we are expecting all week long. So embrace the 40s this morning. 49 at Camp Mabry, 44 at ABIA. Dew points are in the 40s also. So it's extremely dry out there. In terms of what we're seeing across the entire state, Austin right now reporting in the coolest on our radar. So kind of chilly out there. Dew points on the low side also. Even some 30s. Georgetown 37, Fredericksburg 38 for your current dew points. The good news is that we'll have plenty of sunshine for this afternoon. That's going to allow our temperatures to make it to pretty average for this time of the year, into the 80s. But keep in mind, today's the coolest day we're expecting all week long. I'm forecasting some 90s in our forecast. I'll chat about that later this morning. Anavid has the latest on the roads. How are they looking this morning, Anavid?
A little bit busy now. We are looking at this traffic accident. This is on Ben White Boulevard going westbound at Terry O Lane. You can see that there are some backups starting at this hour. So if you are traveling in that area, take caution as you move on through there. Ben White eastbound I-35 to ABIA, a 5-minute drive. 290 westbound 130 toll road to I-35. A little bit of a slowdown, 9 minutes for your commute. Guys, back to you.
Anavid, thank you. It's expected to be a busy week in Washington, D.C. President Donald Trump getting ready to mark his first 100 days in office. The president struggling, though, with a budget deadline, a renewed health care push, and that border wall and its funding issues. It's all complicated by a potential showdown in Congress. Lawmakers must reach an agreement to keep the government operating after the current funding expires at midnight on this coming Saturday. Stephanie Ramos explains how President Trump is tackling these issues before time runs out.
It's been almost 100 days since President Trump took office.
We're going to defend our workers, protect our jobs, and finally put America first.
His administration heads into a tough week with lawmakers, all complicated by a potential showdown over that border wall with Mexico. President Trump demanding Congress put up the money for it, but that could lead to a government shutdown. The deadline is Friday night.
So I think that's a fight worth having and a conversation and a debate worth having for 2018. But we cannot shut down the government right now.
Attorney General Jeff Sessions defending the president's request that American taxpayers begin paying for the wall, despite promises that Mexico would pay for it.
I can't imagine the Democrats would shut down the government over an objection to building a down payment on a wall that can end the lawlessness.
Some Democrats not buying it.
To think that he would consider shutting down the government of the United States of America over this outlandish proposal of a border wall.
But the budget deadline and possibility of a government shutdown isn't stopping the president from tweeting about the latest ABC News Washington Post poll. He's got a 42% approval rating, the lowest of the last 13 presidents. Trump posting new polls out today are very good, considering the media is fake. As for Vice President Mike Pence, he is rushing back to Washington, cutting short his trip overseas. Aides tell ABC News he wants to be in the nation's capital sooner to deal with all the issues facing the White House this week. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Washington.
Tension rising once again with North Korea. President Trump has ordered the USS Carl Vinson aircraft carrier to sail into the waters off the Korean peninsula. Pyongyang, the capital there, responding with a threat to sink the massive aircraft carrier. That ship is now starting joint drills with 2 Japanese destroyers.
Travis County prosecutors are looking into the handling of alleged sexual assault case involving a South Austin elementary school student. KVUE's Corey Coffin joins us from the newsroom this morning with the details. And Corey, authorities are questioning how AISD police handled the case, right?
Yeah, that's right. Austin Independent School District authorities and their own police chief say his investigators did not follow at least one important lead in this case. The child's parents say that attack happened back on February 7th after they dropped their daughter off at Boone Elementary. AISD police interviewed the little girl shortly after, but they closed the case because of a lack of information provided by the young student. An attorney representing the parents of that child met with prosecutors last week to present even more evidence. And according to the girl's medical records from Dell Children's Hospital, the girl had injuries consistent with, quote, sexual assault by bodily force, end quote. Now, AISD's police chief has said that they closed the case before they actually got those records. He did say that was an error on their part. He is promising a full and thorough investigation moving forward. And of course, we'll be following this case as it develops and provide you updates. We're live in the newsroom. I'm Corey Coffin for KVUE News. Brian, over to you.
Corey, thanks. Pflugerville police still looking for two gunmen accused of a shooting near Lake Pflugerville that left one person hurt. Video from the scene here. The shooting happened Saturday night around 9 o'clock near Weiss Lane and Pflugerville Parkway. When police arrived, they found a vehicle with multiple bullet holes. One of the passengers was struck by one of those bullets. Medics took the victim to the hospital. That person recovering from non-life-threatening injuries today. And right now, police are looking for two men in their early 20s, both about 6 feet tall. Officers believe they drove off in a red car, either a Mazda or a Toyota sedan. If you know anything, call Pflugerville Police.
Leander ISD officials sending out a warning to parents this daybreak about a potentially dangerous cleaning product kids are bringing to school. Wiley Middle School officials want you to keep an eye out for this product. It's called borax. Students are taking this household cleaning product on campus to make homemade slime, and they're bringing it in water bottles. Health officials say borax can cause eye, respiratory, and skin irritation. Leander officials are now asking parents to talk to their kids and help keep this chemical off of school property. If your child ingests borax, contact Poison Control right away.
Early voting begins today for a multi-million-dollar bond package aiming to make improvements in San Marcos. Voters will decide whether to support an almost $32 million package that will go towards public safety improvements and library expansion. If approved, property taxes would go up by about $126 a year for homes worth $150,000. If you can't make it out for early voting, you will be able to head to the polls on May 6th. That's 2 weeks from now. Voters can find the polling location at our website, KVUE.com. Big day for hundreds of people here in Austin. U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services will swear in 350 people from 70 countries today. They will officially become citizens of the United States. The special event will begin at the University of Texas LBJ Auditorium at 2 this afternoon.
A few hours from now, former President Barack Obama will give a speech at the University of Chicago. It's his first public event since leaving office. Today's event will focus on civic engagement and the university's Fine Arts Center. President Obama met with at-risk young men and boys yesterday to talk about job skills and employment opportunities. A warning from Defense Secretary Jim Mattis about pirates in the waters off Somalia. Mattis, along with other U.S. officials, say attacks are increasing. In recent weeks, there have been about 6 pirate attacks on commercial ships in the region. Mattis addressed the issue while visiting a military base in Africa near the Gulf of Haiti. Officials say the attacks have not reached crisis level yet, like it did 5 years ago.
Happening today, the Tennessee teacher accused of kidnapping a student and disappearing with her for weeks is due in court today. Tad Cummins, arrested last week in Northern California after a nationwide search for him and the 15-year-old student who was with him that was found safe. Cummins faces federal and state charges. The father of the 15-year-old allegedly abducted by Cummins says his daughter is still recovering from the experience.
He says she's lost some weight.
Yes. Apparently he had not been feeding her. She said they were eating flowers and things, and just things they would find.
The family's been advised by counselors not to ask her questions about what happened to her. They say at this point they're focused on keeping her healthy and helping her begin to move forward. Time now for a check of our forecast. Boy, another cool start to the day today, Erica.
Yeah, cool and crisp. Temperatures are in the 40s. 50s are expected as you're heading to work this morning. Keep in mind, a mostly clear afternoon and morning is going to give us some temperatures in the 80s. So pretty big temperature gradient expected from our morning lows into our daytime highs. Dew points on the low side, and we're also seeing some dew points in the 30s. Boy, it is dry out there. Keep that in mind if you have any outdoor plans. Probably shouldn't burn out there for the next couple of days. Next 12 hours, partly cloudy to a mostly sunny afternoon. Lunchtime plans, temps will be in the 70s, and then daytime highs in the lower 80s is expected. So your rush hour forecast, we're pretty comfortable for terms of your rush hour and what you can expect. Nothing to affect any of those travel plans. Here's a look at your KVUE photo of the morning. Our Twitter follower sharing his little minion that was trying to keep nice and warm because it was kind of a chilly weekend. So I'm sure a lot of us just wanted to bundle up under some blankets. I know I did so a lot this weekend with the cool weather. Guys, back to you.
All right, thanks so much. He's really cute. Well, overnight, the current commander of the International Space Station broke a big record. At midnight, astronaut Peggy Whitson broke the record for most cumulative days in space at 535. She'll have spent 666 days in space by the time she returns to Earth in September. This is the most of any American astronaut. Congratulations. She'll also conduct the most spacewalks than any other female astronaut. So far, she's completed 8.
I'm not here because of the record, but I think having the record is important because we have to continue to progress. We have to continue to take the next.
And last night, well, Whitson tweeted her gratitude from space, saying it's one of those rides you hope never ends. So we, of course, wish her a safe return in late summer. She's also expecting a phone call from President Trump later this morning.
A popular fitness device causing a lot of concern this morning.
A woman's Fitbit explodes, and she wasn't even working out. What she says happened and how the company is responding.
And shocking video, a child hanging on for dear life falling out of the back of a bus. We'll hear from the man who witnessed it and saved that child's life.